Okay, hello everyone. I'll be going over this Xenon 6 from For Audio, a flagship IEM 6 drivers, bass head kind of tuning. Uh, let's go. The configuration is basically a one dynamic driver, and I believe four or five balanced armatures, and then we have one electrostat for ultra high frequencies. As you see, I have the touring case, which is really special case, looks gorgeous, looks beautiful, and hold these IAMs very safely, and it's kind of spacious. Originally, the IAM came in this metal shell. Yeah, but let me show you this Xenon 6 in the custom form, with the matte black shells and, flexi fit, and the SpaceX in black. As you see, these are gorgeous, gorgeous faceplate. And then as you see here, you could see the rubber band, which ensures the perfect seal, and this comes with the flexi fit, or flex canal, as For Audio likes to call it. So recently I just did the review of the Radon 6, the limited edition, the brother of the Xenon 6. They're both, flagships. The Radon is limited edition, like 300 models in universal, and I believe 100 in custom version. And why do I love For Audio, man? Because of the build quality and the sound signature of the Frontier series is just amazing, man. And the Xenon 6 is more like the Radon, rather than they're different. Like, yes, this one, first of all, if you're looking for a natural IAM, then look away from this flagship, because this monitor, although it's natural, it's still heavily colored into the bass region and the treble. So it's a whole lot more natural than the Scarlett Mini. For example, if you comparing it to the Scarlett Mini, then this one is more natural. But comparing to natural IAMs, and I don't believe that I have a lot of natural IAMs, because I love niche coloration to my monitors. I think the only natural IAM that I have is the probably Haiti and the Zen's Up. Zen's Up is more of a U-shaped, like natural with bass boosted, has crazy mid bass slam and great sub bass rumble. And really sorry guys, I don't have my laptop with me. We're not gonna go over graphs or anything. I'm just generally, I want to talk about this monitor and just do a quick review, because all of the things that I said about Radon really could be said about this monitor. But I feel the Xenon 6 starts with its mid bass and treble, and then has the vocals and the mids a little bit in the background. Like, if you're looking for intoxicating vocals, then I would say Radon is the best, because Radon starts with its clear, very natural mids and treble extension, and then it has sort of like the bass in the background supplementing the whole presentation. Whereas the Xenon 6, you have this huge fat mid bass bleed into the mids, and it do affect the vocals. It does affect the smaller nuances in the mids. And although this is a very, very, very niche tonality. It's still fun, still enjoyable for me if you're like more hip hop, reggae, EDM. This monitor is exciting, it's engaging, has holographicness, has 3D sounding, effect, crazy separation. It is expensive, but you're not necessarily paying, for, what it's costing in terms of like the materials. But I believe they have a lot of good technologies, like the kinetic base, as you see, has this open port, and you have this, I think they call it rigid technology, where they, change, the 2-pin connector in here, which is easily servable. It could be serviced out easily. And yeah, so for me, it's just, man, for audio, have crazy IAMs that are like built to perfection. And I would always support this company because, man, the build quality, for me, I really care about build quality. And for an IAM, if I'm spending more than 1,000, the build quality, I don't care about the presentation and the box. And this is the box that it comes with. You see, it's a normal box, like nothing really special. You're not getting much for like 3,900. It's just a box that greets you, and it has very hard to take off. Anyways, it's just a box that has nothing special to it, but sort of like the build quality of the IAMs themselves is just crazy. Like no channel imbalance, no issues of that sort, when you at this price range, which you would expect, and that's why I love this IAM maker. For audio, man, they keep impressing me. I got the Radeon 6 like 3 months ago and decided to pull the trigger on the Xenon 6 in custom form. Just wanted to see how custom fit would feel. And for me, I was nervous because I didn't know if the ear impressions that I did were like gonna be good, but they accepted them. And I think they have something called mapping technology, where they map the impression perfectly. I mean, these guys are working with artists, with Chris Brown, with I believe Gaga. Like, they're working with a lot of top tier artists in the industry. So you would assume that we'll treat you really well, and you'd assume like higher quality. I believe more quality than other companies that I have tried. Fat freak. But anyways, this is a great IEM. Really don't want to make this review too long. It sounds really great. It's not very far off from the Radeon. Once you listen to this, immediately you could identify, oh, this is a Frontier series. It has the same signature, same texture. Although I feel like Radeon has better instrument texture and separation. Currently I'm using this with the silver module. The gold is just a no-no on both, like the Radeon and the Xenon. Do believe the red one has best separation and airiness and full bass notes, but I found the silver on Xenon has better treble extension that is not aggressive and very resolving, and has very good vocals for me, that warm vocals, especially male vocals. And yeah, so this IAM is really impressive. Although it's very expensive, and a lot of my friends ask me, is it worth having both Radeon and Xenon? Personally, I would say no, because they're more similar than they're not, depending on what you like and what you value. I mean, I think both IAMs do have a lot of bass shelf that will satisfy any bass head. Although listening to this will make you feel like every other monitor is very reference or like natural, because the slam on this I am, guys, is just like crazy. It's just in a different league in its own. I don't think I have seen an impact in an I am that really sound huge. It makes you feel you're like at a venue or at a concert. It's just the slams really hard while still retaining some naturality in the mids, and it's not destroying the whole presentation. And again, this impression is based upon the custom fit, and I know a lot of people had a lot of issues with the universal because they're made of stainless steel, so it will be heavier. So also the shell would be very hard to stick in place, so you would lose a lot of seal and a lot of like bass response. For me, I feel like that's what most people don't like it. I think it's what I'm getting from the customs is a little bit different than what people is experiencing or describing that I read in HeadFi and Discord and different platforms. So this is a good monitor. If you love bass, especially mid bass, then this is the I am for you, and it really renders more details than anything that I own. Like both this Radon and Xenon, like it has the complete presentation. I don't think I will get twice the performance if I go up. I feel like this is capped performance. It's crazy details, crazy separation, crazy vocals, like 3D sounding. And yeah, so this I am is really impressive. I mean, I had this for like almost now, I would say 2 weeks, and I've been listening to nothing about this. And I do listen to Radon occasionally, but this I am, man, it's just something different, man. The bass, and don't get me wrong, you could use this as an all-rounder, but the emphasis is going to be on bass, so like the whole presentation will be colored out. So meaning that if you listen to a lot of acoustic, yeah, it will sound warm, it will sound exciting, energetic, and then you will have that like warmth, like throughout the whole presentation. I would prefer Radon for the overall listen, like as an all-rounder. But as like for me, I'm mostly like listening to genres with bass, so this one would be good. And Radon still, I wouldn't say it holds the same bass response, but it still slams really hard, guys. Like has a lot of bass impact that I think it has more impact than the Scarlett Mini. The Scarlett Mini has crazy sub bass shelf, which is a 30, I think, dB, but it still doesn't have that impact. Comparing this to the Scarlett, man, this blows off the Scarlett out of the water, man. Scarlett is kind of weak, very weak mids. The whole presentation is pushed back, crazy domination by sub bass, and there is no impact via mid bass. The balance is way off, the tonality is way off. Yes, it's exciting at lower volume, but it's just like, for me, it didn't do it for me. It was just like sort of like, I wouldn't say boring presentation, but it's just a bit slow. It's not as resolving. And the Xenon is just a different beast, man. And I think it's like without the upgrade cable of the Scarlett, this is like 6 times the price of the Scarlett. So I mean, it makes sense. You will get much better experience. Honestly, for me, like in terms of bass impact, now for audio is at the top. I'm expecting Grand Maestro Anniversary Edition to come my way in, I believe in 2 months, and like by the end of September, I think. And I will by then compare Fat Freak flagship with this and Radon, give you guys sort of like, you know, an impression how they differ. Because a lot of people had said that, you know, a lot of reviewers have always referenced, you know, Grand Maestro to be like the end game of bass heads that still retaining natural mids and crazy detail retrieval. So I ordered one and I will see for myself if it's any good. I will let you guys know. But in terms of the Xenon, it's really worth it. If you got the money, if you don't care about diminish and return, even though I feel like, you know, listening to this continuously, like, you know, for 2 weeks straight, going back to the Mestmark, to the Gaia, to the Zen's Up, all of these IAMs sounded boring, and it's just like, you know, it's not the same holographic image and sound, you know. So just depending on what you value in an IAM, this is a good IAM. If you're a bass head and a treble head, because this does have a lot of ultra high frequencies, the tuning is kind of weird, like you have a lot of like mid bass effect, but still remains resolving and like an amazing listen because of that, like, you know, triple extension, which is really crazy. I would say the triple is even more smooth than Radon to my ears. It's just depending on the filter and the module that you use, but this is a really, really good IEM. Enjoyed it. And yeah, so I will be reviewing more IEMs in the future. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. I will be doing more, you know, maybe cheaper IEMs, like, you know, $100, $20, you know, $500. It's just like, for me, I felt like you don't get much value if you don't jump higher. So for me, you either do $100 IEM, and then you jump to 500, and then you jump to maybe 1,000 something, and then you will notice like huge differences. But as of now, you know, Xenon 6 is a goodie, is a winner in my books. If I don't know if I've given Radon a rating, but if Radon is a 16 out of 16 IEM, I think the Xenon 6 is, you know, 13 out of 16 IEM. Very good IEM. And as I said, it's very pricey, but you really get good quality, and you do get a lot for what you pay for with this, you know, brand. The quality, the attention to details, the build, the serviceability, and you get 3 years. You get 3 years warranty with this IEMs, which is the custom version. And I think that's in its own is a really good deal. I mean, not for 3,900, but you do get the gist. And there's always, you know, drawbacks in terms of like, you know, expensive IEMs. You're paying more and getting a little bit of improvement. But at this level, man, Radon and Xenon, you know, for me, is just hold, you know, the crown. They're kings in terms of bass and holographic image and exciting listen. And yeah, I'll be comparing more IEMs. This is, you know, definitely more impactful, better than the Scarlet, better than the Zenza, better than the Mest, better than the Gaia. And yeah, for me, this is my favorite IEM right now until the, you know, the Radon 6. And yeah, let me know what you want to see next. Probably I'm doing the Clinical IEM, which is the 02, because this is the IEM that I use at the gym, so it will be probably reviewed next because I love that IEM. It's more of a reference type, but still good IEM. Thank you so much for watching. Drop me a comment and let me know what you want to see next.